Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel if you are a returning subscriber, and if you're new here then you're very welcome. So my name's Elaine and I am Ellie Stitcher both on here and on Instagram, and everybody's welcome here, so thank you for coming back and visiting with me. So it's been a while actually since I last filmed, so I did a Flosstube extra I think about 3 weeks ago, where I showed you all my PDF charts, but my last Flosstube proper update was a month ago. And I've missed you guys, I really have. I really missed filming my Flosstube update, so I'm really glad to be back, and I hope you're pleased to see me. So the reason for my tardiness is that I'd been away on holiday, so my husband and I took our dogs away for, our dogs have a like annual holiday every year. We do normally go abroad once a year as well, and then we have a holiday in the UK. And for the past few years it's been in Wales, and last year we couldn't go to Wales because, you know, of the pandemic basically, so we went down to Devon for a week, but this year we were able to go back to Wales again for a holiday that I actually booked in 2019. We usually go to North Wales, but this year we went to Pembrokeshire. And it was lovely, it really was lovely, and if you're on my Instagram you would have seen some of the pictures that I put on there. For those of you that haven't, I will put a few pictures at the end of my video if you want to see where I've been. I won't put loads on there because I don't want to bore you with my holiday snaps, but I will put a few of the highlights on there for those of you that perhaps don't live in the UK or have never visited Wales, just so that you can get a bit of a flavour of what it was like. So we came back a week ago on Friday, and I was going to film last weekend, but when we got back my garden looked like something out of Day of the Triffids. Seriously, it was, everything had grown so much while we'd been away, and I did have a friend that comes around. I've got a chinchilla and I will put a little picture of him. In here, so his name's Bubbles, but she came round and fed him and looked after him for me while I was away on holiday. And she very kindly watered all of my plants, which is no mean feat because you know, I've got quite a lot of plants in the garden. Anyway, she clearly done a brilliant job because I came back from holiday and my garden looked like a jungle. So I had to spend last weekend sorting it out basically. So hence why I didn't film last week. So so here we are, I'm back this week. I've got a whip update for you. I haven't worked on everything that I normally do because we were away on holiday, and I ended up, I think I told you on my last update that I was going to take 2 projects with me. So I was going to take one full coverage and one small project. And I didn't do that in the end. I did take one full coverage project, and I also took 3 smaller projects with me. I didn't stitch every day when we were away, partly because, you know, we went out and about and did bits and pieces, and partly because the weather, it's the hottest I've ever been in Wales. Seriously, it was super hot, and it was just too hot to stitch. So so I didn't do masses of stitching while we were away, but I did a bit. So so I'm going to show you what I worked on and what I worked on prior to obviously going on holiday, and what I've worked on a bit since we got back. So So have a look and see what you think of my progress. But like I say, I haven't worked on everything this time that I normally would. Okay, so I've got a bit of a WIP update, works in progress update for anybody who doesn't know what WIP means. I've got a bit of knitting to show you, not very much, but I've got I did finish one knitting project while I was away, and I've got a little bit of knitting haul that I just want to share with the knitters on here, because I was just so impressed with it. And I've got a bit of a sewing haul as well, and a bit of a sewing update. I think last time I saw you I showed you some fabric I bought to make some project bags, and I've made those project bags, so I'll show you the finished article and a bit more fabric that I've bought to make some more project bags. And then I've got my normal cross stitch haul, but you know, you can never have too much cross stitch stuff, can you? So of course I've got some haul for cross stitch, a month's worth basically, so I'll do that as well. I've also got the winners from my giveaway from last time. So I reached 500 subscribers, and I did a giveaway for four different things. So I've done the random comment picker this morning, so I've got the result of that. And I also have a giveaway for today as well, not because I've reached any great milestone or anything, but just because I want to, so why not? Okay, so let's start with my WIPs then. So the first one I'm going to show you is the one I always show you first, and it is Unicorns Valley of Waterfalls. I will put a picture in of where you saw it last time, and also of the finished article. So this is where we are at now. So you probably think, what's she done then? And I haven't picked this one up massively. I did do a bit on it before I went away on holiday, and then I've done a little bit more since I got back. But the mountain here has grown a bit. That's really what I've been working on. So and it's started to have some new colours introduced to it now. So I did a couple of hundred stitches on this last night. I think I did a few hundred before I went away. Anyway, I've completed 21,000 stitches on this one now, which is just coming up for 6.5%, which isn't much, is it, in the grand scheme of things, but still. Anyway, this is Unicorns Valley of Waterfalls. It is a Head, Heaven and Earth design. It is artwork by Jan Patrick Krasny, and I am stitching this one 1/1 full cross on 25 count easy guide. So quite pleased with how it's going along, but it probably hasn't had as much attention as it deserves, to be honest. So yeah, I need to kind of crack on a little bit with that one. Okay, so if I keep disappearing, it's because I'm trying to keep everything in some semblance of order. So that's that one. Okay, so the next piece I worked on, and I really haven't done very much on this one at all, is another Head. So this is my mini, which you usually see. So this is the mini of So Many Books, So Little Time. The artwork is by Randall Spangler. Hopefully I'll have put a picture in of where you saw it last time, and also what it looks like when it's finished. And this is where we are at with it now. So, you know, I'm quite pleased with my little dragon. I did make the decision that I will carry on across this side now, and kind of get that bit out of the way before I do the more exciting stuff, which is obviously the dragon's body and I think the start of the books. So I will go across. This side here is pretty much a match for this side over here. So all I've done on this one is carried on with the blue, basically, of the background, and finished a kind of, I think I had a few little stitches left to do on the dragon's face as well. So I've done that, and yeah, that's where he's currently at. So plan wise, I do intend to get back to him and give him a little bit more attention this coming month, because he didn't have very much at all last month. So this one, I've completed just over 10% on him. So yeah, so that's where we are. He's also 25 count, 1/1 full cross. Okay, and if you want to see a great example of it, as I've said before, please check out Jemima the Rocking Stitcher, because she's nearly finished her full size regular version of this and it looks amazing. So yeah, so that's so many books. Okay, so moving on to my holiday stitch. So so I said to you I was going to take a full coverage project away with me on holiday, and I did. And I also told you it would be cheese delivery, and it was. So I probably didn't get as much done on this one as I really wanted to, but I did get a bit of progress on it. So I'll put a picture in of what it looks like when it's finished, and also where I was last time, and hopefully you can see a bit of a difference. So this is cheese delivery. This is by Pain Free Crafts, and it is artwork by Kirsty. And I do love this piece. I really do love this piece. So I'm stitching this one on 28 count easy guide, and this is 2/1 tent stitch, which I quite like now. So I came back, where you saw it last time, I came back and I filled in all of the little ninja stitches and confetti that I had. So this is all filled in now. I've come back over here and I've started filling in the ladder as well, and then I know there's going to be a little mouse on the ladder down here. I've gone across this way a bit as well, but I've started to put in the light here too, as you can see. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the way this one's coming along, and honestly, I could stitch on this one all the time. I'm not going to, because otherwise I'd be neglecting the others, but seriously, I love this piece so much to stitch on, I really do. So yeah, I got a bit done on this one while we were away on holiday, so quite pleased with it. Okay, so that's cheese delivery, and then the next one I've worked on since we came back from holiday, and again I'll put a picture of the finished object and where you saw it last time. So this is my newest start as far as full coverage goes, and this is also by Pain Free Crafts, and it's also artwork by Kirsty, and it's called Feast. So I've actually done quite a bit on this one, so this is where it's at now. So last time you saw it, I was working on the back of this chair, which this is all like fretwork up here, and it's really confetti heavy. And then I've now started to get part of, basically there's a hare and he's holding a plate up with bits and pieces on it, and this is the top of that plate, I think. So once I've to finish this bit, I think the hare starts to come into play down here, and that's kind of what I'm aiming for, because if I just carry on and go straight across with this one, the actual top of the piece is, you know, there's not much action happening. So I really wanted to come down and start getting a bit of the actual picture in. So yeah. So this is stitched on 28 count, and it's 1/1 full cross, this one. So yeah, I really like this, and now I've started to get a bit of this bit in here. It's getting a bit more exciting. So I've now completed, I think, definitely 2% on this one now. So I've done over 3,000 stitches on it. So yeah, like I say, I've worked on this one a couple of days or a couple of evenings this week. So yeah, I really like stitching this one as well, just as much as I like cheese delivery actually. So yeah, really pleased with that one. Okay, so moving on to the next piece that I've worked on. So when we got back from Wales last week, I worked on this piece last Saturday, and I got quite a bit of work done on it actually. Not quite as much as I really wanted to, but this is my longdog sampler. This is Spirit of Llanfair. And as I say every time, I apologise for my poor pronunciation in Welsh. I don't know how I'm going to get on when I eventually go and live in Wales because my Welsh pronunciation is terrible. Anyway, so hopefully I've put a picture in, and then a picture of where you saw it last time. And I'd done quite a bit on this one before, but I have now completely finished. Oops, excuse me. I have now completely finished this spoon. So as you can see, I've completely backstitched it, which took a little while, to be fair. I've brought the border down here, and now you can really, now that B is proper backstitched, you can really see it, can't you? I'll tell you, my camera just does not do this piece justice. It really doesn't. So I've started coming across, I don't know why, but I've nearly completed this alphabet. I've got one letter left to do. Why on earth I left one letter, I really don't know. But I did. So I've got one letter left to do, which I think is W, that goes in here, and then the alphabet will be finished. So I've completely finished that spoon, all the back stitches in it now. And then I've done this little one up here, the little key, and then I've started the next big love spoon, which, as you can see, I'm using a variegated thread for this one, and I've just let it, I've not tried to place where I put the variegation. I've just let it go, to be honest. I thought I'd leave it a little bit funky and let it just do its thing. So the floss that I'm using for the whole piece, so I'm using mostly Dinky Dice. So the alphabet is stitched in Robin's Egg. The top of this spoon is stitched in Quicksilver, and then the bottom of the spoon is stitched in Ghost Gum. And then all the back stitch is done in kind of opposite thread. So and I've also stitched it with some Petite Treasure braid in silver. But then this floss here, this is one that I got from Xjudesigns, and it's beautiful. It is a silk, because she does do over-dyed cotton as well, but this one is silk. and it's called Peacock Fuchsia, and I love it. And I think this spoon, once I finish it, is really going to pop. I was hoping that I'd be able to get it finished in time to show you on this floss tube, but I've just run out of time this week. The fabric that I'm using for this is called Nox, and it's by Chromatic Alchemy, and it is a 28 count even weave. And for those of you that watched my last video know that I've got a piece of this as a giveaway. Okay, so that's my long dog, and I'm really enjoying stitching this, just so enjoying stitching it. It's really exciting. Like when the bee merged on here, I was like, oh, I didn't really notice that on the actual pattern until I'd stitched it. So yeah, really I really like long dogs because you get some surprising elements that you're not expecting. So yeah, that's that one. Okay, so the next one that I stitched on, and this I didn't take this one on holiday with me, I just stitched this one at home, is this one. So hopefully I'll put a picture in where you saw it last time, and also obviously the finished article. This one is called Kurdalavon, and it's by Crochet-A-Go-Go. So I've made a bit of progress with this one, I think. So I've done some more of the greenery over here, and as you can see, I've now done the bee as well in the middle. So I'm quite pleased with this. This is a really nice little stitch. I really like this. I'm stitching this on 32 count. It's vintage marble by Zweigart, and I really like the fabric as well. Actually, I'm using all the called for colours, which are all DMCs apart from one. So there is the word lavender goes across the top here, and it is supposed to be stitched in white, but I'm not going to stitch it in white because it just, you know, if you look at the bow, you can see the bow, but the white, I think, across here won't show up. So I'm going to stitch it in like a very light green, and I'm using CXC threads to do that with, because I've got a whole bundle of CXC threads and I really need to start using them up a bit. I have used them on one project, which was Halloween Cobwebs, which was a finish that I did for my sister, and I don't mind them, to be fair. You know, I don't want to use them on my absolute best projects, but so I wouldn't use them on my full coverage pieces, but they're okay for things like this. And like I say, I've got a full set of them, so I do need to start using them up a little bit. Anyway, that is my Crochet-A-Go-Go piece. So Prince has just come upstairs, and he's not in here at the minute, but he's the other side of the door and I can hear him heavy breathing, so I apologise if you can hear that. Okay, so the next one that I worked on, I did take on holiday with me. I didn't stitch masses on it, but I did a bit, and I've taken it out of the Q-snap to show you, because otherwise I've had to move the Q-snap and you wouldn't be able to see it. So this is by Little House Needleworks, and it is Spring ABCs. There's what it looks like when it's finished, and hopefully I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time. I apologise that I haven't ironed this, but if I'm honest, I'm not going to iron any of my pieces until I've finished them, and then I will iron them, just because I'm a bit worried about squashing up my stitches, so you won't see them ironed until they're done. So I've taken this one out of the Q-snap to show you. So here is where we currently are. So as you can see, I've done some more of the alphabet, and I've done that house, which was, I'm kind of going upwards with this piece at the moment. So this is stitched on 32 count light mocha by Xjudesigns, which I quite like stitching on, and I like Little House Needleworks charts. They're really easy to stitch on. This one I'm using all the called for colours. They're all classic Colourworks colours. So yeah, quite pleased with my progress on that one. I did try stitching on this one in the car on our way to Wales, and discovered that I'm not a car stitcher. I just can't do it. You know, it took us ages to get to Wales because the traffic was just horrendous, and what normally takes about 5.5 hours took us 8 hours. So I'd got all my stitchy stuff in the car with me, and I thought, oh, I'll have a little go at stitching this one because it's only on a small Q-snap normally, and I thought it'd be quite easy to do. No, I just where the motion of the car, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't. So hats off to those of you that can stitch in a car that's in motion, because I seriously can't. I had to swap out and knit instead. Knitting, fine, I could do that in the car, but not cross stitch. So yes, so I had to abandon that plan. Right, okay, so the next one I took on holiday with me is Xjudesigns. So this is what it looks like when it's finished. This is by the Blue Flower. And I love this chart. I really love this chart, and I know lots of people are stitching it at the moment. So Amanda, Alba Stitcher, and Kim from the Contented Stitcher doing a sale for Xjudesigns, and I did start this before they started the sale, and then I left it a little while until they started that, and decided to go along and do the sale with them. So here's, hopefully you'll see the progress of where I was last time. And like I say, I took this one on holiday. I didn't stitch on it masses while I was away, but I did do a bit. So here's where I am with it now. So I've finished the bee, and I've done one of these little, there's another one this side as well, one of these little motifs here, and then I've started doing this border around the bee. So I'm quite pleased with this and how it's coming along. It's a lovely stitch, it really is, and I'm really enjoying it. This I'm stitching on 32 counts. The linen's called Baby Sheep, and it's by Xjudesigns. But yeah, and this is my only project that I'm stitching in a hoop. But yeah, I really like it. It's really nice. You can see a finished example of this. Elizabethanncanstitch has finished her version of this, and on Instagram, if you put in Xjudesigns sale, you'll see everybody else's progress, and like I say, quite a few people are stitching this along with the stitch along. So yeah, really love that. Okay, so talking of stitch alongs, I was hosting a stitch along with Ali Stitcher on Instagram, and we were doing Home of a Needle Worker, which is this chart by Little House Needleworks, and hopefully I'll put a picture of where you saw it last time. Now I did take this one on holiday as well, and I've done quite a lot with this one, which I'll show you. So here's where we currently are with it. which, like I say, I have done quite a bit with this one. So I'll tell you, this house is huge. It's taking me ages to do it. I have to do a bit and then go off and do a bit of something else because it's just massive. It's taking me forever. So I will say that Ali has finished hers completely. So well done, Ali, because I'm miles behind. So yeah, I've got ages before I finish. I've still got to do a needlework of the wording here. I've got borders to do, top and bottom, and obviously I've still got to finish this house. So I do like this stitch, I do. It's relatively really easy to stitch. I'm using all the call for colours, which are classic colour works, and I don't know why, but I've had a bit of an issue with the colours on this one. So I'm stitching Spring ABCs with classic colour works as well, and I have no problem with the floss on that one. This one, oh, it's been a bit of a nightmare. It keeps knotting up, and I don't know why. I don't know if anybody else has that problem with classic colour works, but the thread length that I would normally use, which is kind of from, you know, the top of my hand to my elbow, I've had to shorten it a little bit because otherwise it just knots up all the time. I don't know why. Anyway, apart from that, I do love this stitch, and I will try and crack on and finish it, Ali, I promise. A couple of other people are stitching it with us on Instagram as well, and they haven't finished yet, so I'm not the only one. So I'm stitching this one on 32 count, Cafe au Lait by Fabric Flair, and I'm stitching it 2/2, and like I say, I'm using all the call for colours. So yeah, I see a finish in the fairly near future for this one. I really did want to finish it before I start my next project, but that isn't going to happen. So I've got nearly forgot I've got one more whip to show you. So this is my button and beads kit by Mill Hill. So sorry if this is a bit glary. This is olive oil. This is what it looks like when it's finished, and hopefully I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time. Let me just get a bit of backing board to put this one on. So I have picked this one up a couple of times since I last saw you. So as you can see, I've started doing the word. I've done oil now, pretty much, apart from the beads. I've done a little bit over this side, and I've started doing, there's a bottle of olive oil on here. I've finished the trees in the middle here. They're just waiting for beads and a couple of French knots. And like I say, I've finished this bottom bit here. It just needs, there's some back stitch to go on here, which I haven't done yet. And like I say, I've started coming up this side here, so I have made quite a bit of progress with this one, so I'm quite pleased with that. So yeah, that's olive oil. Okay, so going back to the stitch along, stuff that I was talking about, I have got a stitch along that starts tomorrow, the 1st of August, and I'm hosting this one with Crafty Kirsty. So she has her own floss tube, so go over. If you haven't looked at Crafty Kirsty's videos, then go and have a look, because she's got some great stuff that she's stitching on, and quite a mixed bag that she's doing. She also does quilting as well, and she's got some marvellous quilts. So anyway, we are hosting a stitch along which starts tomorrow. I have put it out on Instagram, and I know a few people have picked it up and are going to do this with us. So this is Pineberry Lane's Fancy Blacket Harvest Dance, and Kirsty showed this on one of her first videos, and when she showed it I just had to go and buy the chart like you do, because I loved the witches and the squirrels, so I thought they were brilliant. So I have kitted mine up now. I've got all the floss and I've picked my fabric out, Kirsty, so I hope you've picked yours out as well. So I'm going to stitch this on a 36 count Xjudesigns fabric, which, do you know what, this will make you laugh. So those of you that have watched me before know that I have got quite a lot of fabric. I am the fabric queen, and I love kitting up a project. You know, I love like picking out my flosses, and I usually do the flosses first, and then I do what they call a floss toss, and I put it onto the fabric and think, yeah, that will go, or not, as the case may be. And anyway, I'd kind of got in my mind which fabric I was going to stitch this on, and then I thought, well, no, maybe I'll have a look at some of the other fabrics I've got as well and then make a decision. So I'd like I say, I'd kind of picked out the fabric that I wanted to use, and anyway, I pulled out loads of fabric, loads of different neutrals that I've got. And of course I went back to the one that I'd originally decided I was going to use anyway. So that was a waste of, like, well, about 45 minutes. Like, oh yeah, I quite like that. No, it doesn't quite go. And eventually, like I say, I went back to the one that I was going to use in the first place anyway. But it was a happy 45 minutes of pulling out all my fabrics and having a look at them like you do. So yeah, so that one starts tomorrow. It is called Fancy Harvest Sale. If you want to join us on Instagram, it doesn't have to be this particular chart. If you've got, you know, Pineberry Lane have done a series of these fancy blacket charts. If you're doing one of the other ones, then, you know, feel free to join us with that as well. But yeah, so a bit of a plan there for you. I am going to start this one tomorrow. Okay, so that is all the stuff that I've worked on. Hopefully you can see I've made quite a bit of progress with a lot of them. So I'm going to go on to haul next. So I'm going to show you my cross stitch haul, and then I'm just going to talk a little bit about knitting and sewing. So if you're not interested in that segment, then skip for about 5 minutes and then come back to me for my giveaway and giveaway winners. Okay, so cross stitch haul. So starting with charts. So I have bought some charts. So I'll show you those first, and I have got some more on the way as well, which I'm really excited about, but they're not here yet. So you've probably seen this one. It's new out. I got this from 123 Stitch, and I ordered it. It was part of the last order that I ordered from 123 Stitch, but from the time that I ordered it, it then went out of stock and I had to wait for it. So this is Hedgerow. Isn't that sweet? This is by Plum Street Samplers, and it's their latest one in, you know, they've got all the animal stack ones. I think there's Snort Stack, and I've already got Cow Pile, and there's a sheep one as well, and now they've done this Hedgerow one, which is all these little hedgehogs. Aren't they sweet? I've actually got a hedgehog that lives in my garden under a bush. If I can manage to get a picture of him or her, or a little bit of film, then I really will try so that you can see him. I don't know if it's the same one, but it comes back every year and it lives under this bush in my garden. So yeah, and I put a little bit of water out and a bit of, I haven't got any cats, I buy cat food especially for the hedgehog. So yeah, so that's probably why he comes back every year, because he knows he's going to get fed. So yeah, so that is hedgerow, and I need to start some smalls because I'm really conscious that I haven't, you know, I've only had one finish this year, and that was for my sister, so I haven't even got it. So so yeah, I really need to get a few finishes, I think. Plus I want to have a go at making a pillow, so I need to finish something that I can make into a pillow. So yeah, so that's hedgerow. The next one that I also got this one from 123 Stitch. So this is this one, which I thought was really cute. So this is Antique Bunnies and Baskets by Shakespeare's Peddler. And it's the first time I've bought one of her charts. She is, of course, Kitten Stitcher. So yeah, I really like that. Isn't it sweet? Don't know when I'm going to start it, but you know, it looks a fairly easy stitch. But we say that, don't we? And then, you know, things are not as simple as you think. So that's that one. And then I think I told you on my last video that I'd like to keep having a Mill Hill kit on the go, because I do really like them. So I'd been on Lakeside needlecraft, and all of the ones that I liked were sold out, and they're still sold out. So I ended up buying one from 123 Stitch, although I have found another site in the UK that sells Mill Hill kits, which is called Hawkins Hobbies, I think it is. And they've got loads of Mill Hill kits on there. But I'd already ordered this one from 123 Stitch. So this one is, sorry if it's a bit glary, it's Witch's Brew. I have a bit of a thing about Halloween charts, and I thought I'm going to do a Halloweeny one. So yeah, I really liked it, and look, it's got a little it's got a little cat that comes with it as the button, basically. Isn't that sweet? So looking forward to starting that, but I'm not going to start it until I finish olive oil. So that's that one. And then the next chart I bought, so those of you who've watched me before know that I'm doing a blackbird design, which is Strawberry Fields Forever, and I have been doing it as a stitch along with Brenda and Laura from Brenda and the Serial Starter. So they have a stitch along for blackbird the first weekend of every month. But I can't remember why, but I didn't do the beginning of July, which is why you haven't seen Strawberry Fields this time, because I haven't stitched on it since my last update. But I do love it, and I am going to get back to it, although it won't be this weekend, because I'm going to start my fancy blacket one tomorrow. So I bought another one in the series, and I got this one from Patchwork Rabbit. This is Octopus's Garden, and the reason that I bought it, I had seen it before, and the reason I bought it, I really liked Strawberry Fields, and don't get me wrong, because I do love the Beatles as well, but I saw this one finished on Instagram, I think. I can't remember who had finished it, but it just looked brilliant, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna get that chart if I can. I did, quite a few places were out of stock, but Patchwork Rabbit had it, and I'm guessing they were out of stock because obviously the sad news that Barb from Blackbird Designs passed away, and my condolences to her family for that. She's a real loss to the cross stitch community, that's for sure. So I think I might end up getting the other Beatles ones as well. I think I like the Long and Winding Road too, so I might get that. But yeah, I really like this chart, so I bought it. So that's my latest Blackbird. And then the other one that I got from 123 Stitch, and I ordered 2 of these because I thought I would do one as a giveaway. So because I liked this chart so much, and I wanted to share it with you. So so we'll do this as a giveaway as well. So this is by Cottage Garden Samplings, and it's one of their Time for All Seasons, and I've already got a couple of their Time for All Seasons, but this is the latest one, which is Strawberry Harvest. And I thought this chart was really summery and really pretty, and I really like it a lot. So like I say, I liked it so much I bought 2 so that I could share it with you guys as well. So I am going to do a giveaway for this one. Doesn't matter where you're from, don't mind, but if you would like to win this chart, then please use the word strawberry in your comment, okay? And all the usual blurb applies, you know, you must be over 18 to give me your address, and please don't use the word giveaway in your comment, etc. So yeah, Strawberry Harvest, Cottage Garden Samplings. I have a spare one and I would like to give it to one of you, okay? So that's all my charts that I got as a haul. I have got a couple of other bits and pieces as well. So obviously I have fabric. Why wouldn't I? So the first piece, excuse me for looking away, but I have to look to see what they are. So I've got a couple of pieces from Xjudesigns. So the first piece I got is a 32 count, and hopefully, yeah, I don't think it quite does it justice actually, but this is a 32 count. It's called Dark Seashell by Xjudesigns, and it's really pretty. It's quite mottled, this one, for her as well, and it's like a sort of pinky brown colour. Don't know what I'm going to stitch on it, but when I saw it in her shop, I really liked it, and I thought I'd got to buy that. So that's that one. And then I got another piece from Xjudesigns. So this one is a 36 count. This one is called Ash. It's not, yeah, it's not really showing it true to colour actually. This is like a greeny grey colour. It's really, really pretty, and I might stitch something sort of Halloween-y on that one, I think. So they're the 2 pieces I got from Xjudesigns, and then I got a couple of pieces from Chromatic Alchemy as well. One of which I don't know what I'm going to put on it. So this is a 32 count linen, and it's called Pink Elephant. Isn't that lovely? It's really nice. It's like greys and pinks. Like I say, I don't know what I'm going to stitch on that yet. Again, that might suit something Halloween-y, because I have got a plan this month that as well as my fancy blanket piece, I am going to stitch something Halloween-y. I have got a couple of PDFs that I've just bought, which I'm really sorry I forgot to take pictures of to show you, but I've bought a couple of Halloween pieces from Primitive Hair, and I've also got several paper charts that are Halloween, and I really want to start something Halloweeny. So don't know which one it's going to be yet, but I'll put it on my next video, whichever one I decide to start, because I've got a couple of spare Halloween project bags as well, so you know, something's got to go in them, hasn't it? And then I've got one more piece of fabric, and I have got a plan for this one. So this is a 28 count linen, and it's an opalescent. It's called Mydas. This is what it looks like. This one has got a project to go on it, so I haven't shown it you this time because I haven't stitched on it this month, but I'm stitching Summer by the Cricket Collection, and this one I am going to put Autumn on. So there is a plan for that piece of fabric. Okay, I have a couple more bits of cross stitch haul. So I bought some new needle minders, as you do. So let me show you those first. So I bought a couple from Just So Heavenly, who have a shop on Etsy. So oops. So I bought a little mouse. Isn't that sweet? A little glittery mouse. And I bought a Christmas one for my first Christmas stitch. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I bought a little Christmas stocking. That's quite cute as well, I thought. And then, oh, I've got another one that seems to have disappeared on me. Don't know where that one's gone. Okay. And then I think I mentioned in my last video that I'd bought a spool from Crafty 6, which is Crafty Emily, and I bought some needle minders from her as well. So I bought a little hedgehog, which should go on my Plum Street sampler, shouldn't it? My hedgerow when I start it. I bought an Alice in Wonderland one, so there's like the white rabbit, and I bought a little sort of steampunky heart as well. So they're all from Crafty Emily at Crafty 6, and she puts nice backs on these too, aren't they nice? So yeah, so I got those. I did get one more needle minder, but it seems to have disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't, oh no, here it is. So this one came from, this is a Halloweeny one. This came from Just So Heavenly as well. So there you go, little witch. And then I bought some other bits and pieces. So I bought my final bit of, no, it's not my final bit of cross stitch haul. So I bought these because I do sometimes use a thread conditioner. I use it when I'm stitching in silk. So at the minute I only stitch in silk on my long dog sampler, and I find I never ever get any knots because the thread conditioner is just brilliant. So I bought some more thread conditioner, but the one I've been using is just Thread Heaven or whatever it's called, or Thread Magic I think, because I don't think they make Thread Heaven anymore. But I bought these and they smell lovely. So these are from Threadjoy, who has a shop on Etsy. And oh dear, sorry, can't really see that, can you? So this one is called Release. and it's really nice. These are beeswax, and it smells gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So she's got lots of different smells to them. So like I say, I bought two. I bought the Release blend, and I bought this one, which is an Uplift blend. I'm sure, sorry I can't show you them face on, but it's really blowing out badly. And they just smell lovely. So if you do use a thread conditioner, I would thoroughly recommend Threadjoy, and I will put I'll put her shop down in the show notes below, so if you want to pop along and have a look at her different she's got lots of different ones that are all different smells, but I really like them. They smell gorgeous. So that's those, and then I'm gonna have to, my final bit of cross stitch haul. So as I mentioned earlier, I haven't had a fully finished object since I finished Halloween cobwebs for my sister earlier on this year, and I happened to be on eBay one day and I saw this, and I'm going to have to put a picture in of this to show you. So I bought this antique sampler, and it is gorgeous, and it's hanging on my wall over here. I was going to hang it behind me so that you could sort of permanently see it, but it would be in full view of the window, and I don't want the sun to get on it and fade it any more than it already is. So I saw this sampler, and something about it just called to me. It just did, and the reason I bought it was the two deer on it really stood out for me, but there's lots of other bits going on with it as well, and like I say, it's hanging in my craft room on the wall over here. It's a really big piece, and every time I look at it I see something different about it. So it's not stitched in silk, it's stitched in wool, and it is stitched by Anne Weatherall, and she stitched this in 1809 when she was just 12 years old. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. It's got a little bit of wear and tear around the edges, but it's beautiful. Seriously, it's really beautiful, and I'm so glad that I got it and it's come to live with me. So so yeah, really pleased with it. So yeah, so that's my bit of stitching that I didn't stitch myself, but it was stitched a long time ago, and yeah, and I really like it. I bought another antique-y thing as well while I was on eBay. Whoops. And I'm at the moment, oh sorry, I've just dropped them all over the floor. At the minute I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these, but they reminded me, my grandmother was very crafty. She was really into, particularly she was into crochet and lace making and all that kind of thing, so much more talented than I am. And I remember her making this sort of thing. She did a lot of embroidery as well. So I bought these little pieces, and they were made in the 1930s, which was kind of my grandmother's era, really. So they're I bought these. They're lots of little embroidery pieces, and they're all, there's I bought two different sets, but these are all machine embroidered actually, but they're all like from the 1930s, and like I say, they remind me of my grandmother. So I bought them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they caught my eye and I bought them. So they weren't expensive, and I thought, oh, I'll come up with something to do with those. So yeah, so I bought those. 2 lots, like I say. So that's that one I just showed you is all pinks and purples, and this one is all blues and yellows. So yeah, so I don't know, there's lots of little patches of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I'll think of something to do with them. Okay, so that's those, and then just a couple of other bits then that are not cross stitchy. So one is knitting. So while I was on holiday, I finished the pair of socks that I was working on. So here they are. They're little shorty socks. There you go. So again, these were using King Cole yarn in their summer collection, and these are in the colourway Fruit Punch. So yeah, I didn't get a perfectly matching pair like I did with the last ones that I made, but they're not bad. They're not far off it actually. But yeah, that's those. Quite pleased with those. I haven't worn them yet because it's been too hot to wear them. So there's those. I'm still carrying on knitting my blanket. I have started to knit another pair of socks, so I'll show you those when I finished them. I'm a bit slow knitting them at the minute because since we got back from holiday, I've been knitting a little bit on my blanket because the weather turned a bit horrible. So I've just done the first pattern panel on my blanket, so I'm not going to show it to you until I've done a bit more on it. But I do want to show you a little bit of knitting haul. So I was watching several videos ago, Michelle at MommalovesyouGB, and she showed a little tin that she'd bought, I think at either a local craft shop of hers or a needlework shop, and I popped along to the website and thought, oh, I'd quite like one of those little tins. Anyway, I ended up buying more than just a little tin. So the shop is Emma Ball, and her stuff is just brilliant. I mean, just brilliant. She's got all sorts. She's got stationery, she's got coasters, calendars, like knitting stuff, she's got aprons, oh, just all sorts of stuff. Go and have a look, seriously. So I bought myself a knitting project bag, which is this one. Isn't it sweet? I just love it. To be fair, it's not very big, this one, so it has got my blanket in it at the moment, but I think as my blanket progresses, it's not going to be able to stay in that one for too much longer. But it is a flat bottom bag, a drawstring bag, and I love it. I just love it. So so I bought that. I bought a couple of little tins from her as well. So I bought this one, which has got some ducks on it. I haven't got anything in it at the minute, but I'm sure I'll find something to put in it. And then I bought this little tiny tin which has got some sheep on it, which I really liked. And inside this tin, this is a slidey off tin, I bought some stitch markers as well, so just to show you what they're like. Oops. So they've got like lots of little sheep on, and I have just ordered, oops, it's not showing too well that. I have just ordered some pattern weights as well, you know, that you weigh your sewing down with. I think I've ordered some little birdie ones. Anyway, when they come, I'll show you what they look like. But yeah, she's got seriously some amazing stuff on her website. So that's my bit of knitting haul. And just on the sewing front, So I told you last time I was going to make some project bags, and I showed you the fabric I was going to make them with, and I did. So I made this one with the beach hut fabric that I'd bought. So I put some red trim on it and it's red inside, and this has now got my summer from the cricket collection in it, and I put a little bee charm on this one because it was summery. I think the charms I got off of eBay, and I made a Halloweeny one as well, which hasn't got anything in it at the minute, so I need to find something to put in it out of the witch fabric that I showed you. And I done a contrasted trim in this lilac-y purple dotted fabric, which is the same inside. I haven't put a charm on this one yet, so that's the fabric inside for that one. And then, because I quite like making project bags just for a bit of a change, I bought some more fabric to make some project bags with. So some of you know that I really like chickens, so I bought some chicken fabric. So I'm going to make a project bag with that. And I bought some vintagey look fabric because I like vintage stuff as well. So this is one of the ones that I bought. I'm going to I might make a vinyl fronted one out of that. And I bought this one as well, which is a bit plainer but quite nice and vintagey too. So I shall make a project bag or two out of that as well. So that's all my haul that I've got. So giveaways. So to go to the winners of my giveaways. So I gave away 4 things. So I need to look at my my notes for this one. So I gave away 4 things from my last video because I got to 500 subscribers. So the first thing that I gave away was a Heaven and Earth design, and the winner of that, and I'm sorry if I spell your surname wrong, but it's Connie Tatar. I did use the random comment picker, and I'll put a picture on here of the winner basically. So well done, Connie. If you can get in touch with me, please, I will comment on your comment. Please get in touch with me. I'll put my email address below, or you can DM me on Instagram. Please let me know which chart that you want and your email address, please, and then I'll get that done for you. And it'd be lovely to know which chart you want. And if you don't mind me sharing, it would be great if the rest of my viewers could know as well, so I can show them next time. The Knox fabric that is from Chromatic Alchemy that I'm giving away, you had to comment the word blue to win that one, and it was won by Ume. I'm sorry, Ume, if I've said your name wrong. Again, I'll put a picture in of your name picked out, and again I'll comment on your comment. Please get in touch with me so I can have your address and I will send that to you. The Blackbird design chart that I had, which was one of their Loose Feathers series, you had to comment the word Blackbird, and that's been won by Nature Girl. So well done, Nature Girl. Please get in touch with me. Again, I'll comment on your comment. Get in touch with me and I will get that sent off to you. And the anchor kit, which was the French city scene, I asked you to comment the word France, and that's been won by Donna Barker. So well done, Donna. So like I say, I'll comment on all of the winners' comments. Well done, guys. So really pleased for you, and please let me know when you get these things as well. So I'm not going to post until next Friday, because I'm working all week and I can't get to the post office until Friday, except that Connie, with your one, because it's a PDF, that's a little bit easier for me to do. So as soon as I hear from you, we can sort that one out. Okay, so well done, guys, and don't forget to enter this time's giveaway, which is for that lovely Cottage Garden Samplings chart. Please just, like I say, comment the word strawberry to win that one. Okay, so I think that is everything for me, and as per usual, we're well over an hour now. I don't think I can make a short video, to be honest. Like I say, I'll put a few pictures of my holiday at the end for anyone who wants to see some pictures of Pembrokeshire, and like I say, the weather was just amazing. I'll do the result of my giveaway next time I film, which will be in 3 weeks. So I look forward to seeing you all then. Have a great stitchy few weeks. Enjoy the holidays for those of you that are going on holiday, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.